Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to BLUETTI. I'm your host Ilya. Good to see you guys here as always. It's Sunday, March 5th, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or so let's get started. 6 p.m. I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's get started, guys. Today we have an amazing live stream. Indeed, I've been looking to it, okay? So let it be our start of the week or maybe the end of the week. It depends on how you count it. Anyway, guys, so you see, I'm accompanied by AC300 and its expansion battery B300. And of course, an AC500 and B300S. Our modular solar generators. We'll be talking mostly about them. We'll mention a couple of other products of ours, and I actually put them there behind. Let me know if you like this idea or not, so you can kind of take a look at what products we have. I will ask Helena to please set a timer for the giveaway right now, because indeed, as announced, we do have giveaways every 20 minutes or so, because technically it physically takes time to reset the timer. The time right now is counting from 20 to 1, and we're giving away our merch today. So first of all, I hope you're here not only for the giveaway, but it's great. Giveaways are fun. So we're giving away our BLUETTI t-shirt, which is 100% cotton. It's very pleasant to touch, and I've been testing it. It's really good. And of course, we're giving away our BLUETTI hoodie, which is also 100% cotton, and just amazing hoodie. Can never go wrong with black. Matches with everything. Has a beautiful pattern on the back side too. We also give away our tableware set that you can use when camping. And indeed, when you go camping, when you pack your backpack, you know, every pound of weight really counts. So this is metal, and even though it's metal, it's not heavy at all. Really easy to clean and really multi-versatile tableware set. Let it be the black box or black bag in this case. I'll showcase you this tableware set if we have time, because of course we have beasts in the room. We have those guys in the room right here. So guys, make no mistake, we'll be talking about them for the whole live stream. And if we have time, we'll talk about our merch and BLUETTI lifestyle. I'll show you the giveaways, but if you'll excuse me, guys, I'll dedicate most of our time exploring this modular solar generators. Just to give you like a quick clickbait, this is the biggest, sorry, I'm going to be looking at them because I'm going to look at the camera. I just kind of mix which one is which. So AC500 and B300S is update, the biggest portable modular solar generator on the market. So hopefully it gets you a little bit excited, and let's get started. Now we also talk about solar power. To stay true to ourselves, we always stick to portable solar power as well. So we'll be talking about PV420, our BLUETTI's biggest portable solar panel with the output of with the input of 420 watts under ideal conditions. And we'll be talking about the second biggest solar panel, PV350, with a maximum input of 350 watts. Again, our time is from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In the description, you will find the links to each product with the discount codes. So you don't have to wait for me. Probably you already know what to get. You'll just have been waiting for this time, this magic time, live stream time, because indeed, during this time, we do have special discount codes. You can save $100 to $100. Just check it out in the description on YouTube and on Facebook. As always, don't forget to give this live stream a like. Don't forget to share with your friends. We have 2 hours to go, so your friends have enough time to see your message and come to this live room and check out our products. Of course, guys, we'll be talking not only about BLUETTI products, but we'll be talking about portable energy, solar energy in general, and we'll be talking about how to save money when we have been facing challenges with electricity bills for quite a long time right now. So we'll be talking about all that. In between, we will be having giveaways. So sometimes I just get distracted. I mean, I just talk about that very passionately and I forget about giveaways. So I have you here. You always can tell me in the comments giveaway time. If you have any questions, any suggestions, I genuinely welcome all of them. If you have encountered any after sales problems, please check out our description box on YouTube and on Facebook. I put there the contacts of the BLUETTI support. I highly encourage you to first go to our BLUETTI support website, okay? Just like a portion of our official website, BLUETTIpower.com. But I put the link for the BLUETTI support, okay? So you can go there and you can check out if you resolve your problem there, perfect, okay? If you haven't found the answer, you can reach out, email the support. As we always say, we are not from the support team, we are not from the customer service. If you have encountered any problems, any questions, you could share them here and you can do this, no problem. But neither me or anybody else here in the room can reply can resolve the problem occurred. That being said, guys, I hope that every problem gets resolved, so you can always reach out to the customer service in the description right there. Now, and I hate to break this down, it's probably my least favorite part, but unfortunately, this live stream is only for the United States, okay? If you're from another country, of course you can stay here, no problem. Guys, I highly welcome you here, okay? But the problem is that those discount codes work only in the US, and the giveaways can only be shipped to the US, okay? I hope that's clear, so I'm not wasting anybody's time. So let's get started, and as always, always makes me happy when I check your comments, so I'll be trying to do that more often. I just want to take a quick pause and say hi to all of our amazing followers, amazing community here. Greetings to Ace Bit Travel, ANS1293, greetings from the West Tennessee, I do remember you. Ace Bit Travel, Away from Science, Jeff, good evening, very good to have you here as always. Every time we have Jeff here, I feel a little bit intimidated because Jeff's expertise is higher than mine, so I'm very careful about what I say and how I say that. Okay, good evening everybody. Good evening, William Randall. One more time. Okay, guys, invite your friends. We do need new people in the community. We have to popularize portable energy, green energy, solar energy. Let's share this lesson with our friends and family, okay? So that they have enough time to come to this live room. All right? It's Sunday evening. Let's spend this 2 hours productively. Okay, let's go. So I would love to get started from AC300. Of course, it's kind of historically and chronologically more correct order because we had AC300 first. And at that time, if I'm not mistaken, AC300 was also the biggest portable solar generator on the market. You're probably thinking to yourselves, what are you talking about? It's just one battery. But if you remember, to AC300, we can connect 4 batteries maximum. Each battery is 3,072 watt hours. And we can go split phase mode, meaning we can connect 2 AC300s together with a communication cable. And with the Fusion box, we will have one output that is 240 volts as opposed to 120 volts. And we can even double the wattage from 3,000 watts here to 6,000 watts. And also we can connect maximum 4 batteries to one unit and 4 batteries to the other. So it's 8 in total, okay? So AC300 and B300 and AC300 and B300S. Both are awesome, says Ace Travel. Yes, I agree with that. Both are awesome indeed. So let's get started. Let me take a look at my presentation and prepare something, not to forget, just a quick bullet points kind of presentation. So number one, guys, of course, we have to state the most important thing before we dive into exterior and how many outputs we have and how amazing that is. I would love to start with 2 most important metrics. This is the battery capacity, and this is the wattage, the maximum AC load, because those are truly the most important metrics. You're probably might be saying, yeah, but also battery chemistry is important. About that, you don't have to worry because all of our batteries are lithium iron phosphate batteries, LiFePO4, with 3,500 plus life cycles to 80% of the original capacity, and with 6,000 plus life cycles to 50% of the original capacity, okay? So no matter what you purchase from BLUETTI, it's always lithium iron phosphate battery, so don't worry about it. For those of you guys who don't know what lithium iron phosphate is, just a quick story. There are two main batteries used in portable power stations, lithium iron phosphate and lithium ion. This is the sole factor that influences battery lifespan. So before purchasing our power stations or any other power stations in the market, you have to take a look at the battery they use. We use only lithium iron phosphate, so for us it's always a huge lifespan. Some brands use lithium ion. This is not to talk lithium ion batteries down, just saying you have to check them because you have to know what you're paying for. The price might be more competitive, but you know that you're getting 500 lifespans, maybe 1,000 lifespans at most. For us, it's 3,500 plus lifespans to 80% and 6,000 lifespans to 50%, okay? So we can forget about that. Just think about it as we're using the best batteries because it is indeed true, okay? All right, now what is the lifespan? I already said that, it's 3,500 plus life cycles to 80% and 6,000 plus life cycles to 50%. Now guys, you already know what is going on, right? So this is the battery, okay? We're talking about AC300, B300. Now this is the battery, this is the main unit, okay? So the battery is here, this one has no battery. If you could actually lift it up, you could see that, oh, it's so lightweight, no battery, that's why. Battery is here, so, okay, good. Now, this is the US version, right? So it's 120 volts by default. You have 110 volts, 100 volts, I believe, but 120 volts by default. It supports split phase mode, so you can go to 240 volts. If you purchase a communication cable, if you decide to do that, again, for many people, it's not necessary. It's really kind of a more advanced level. Now, let's talk about battery capacity. So here it's 3,072 watt hours. It's a massive capacity. This is the biggest battery, external battery we have right now. We do have EP500 and EP500 Pro with the capacity of 5,120 watt hours. But those are indeed outliers. Those are just monsters, you know, in a good way. This is 3,072 watt hours. This is a huge capacity. So even one battery is enough. If you want to have more capacity, you simply purchase more batteries. So the minimum capacity you're getting is 3,072 watt hours. The maximum capacity you might be getting is 12,288 watt hours if you connect as many batteries as possible, okay? In amp hours, it's from 60 to 240 amp hours. Now, the weight of AC300 itself is 47.62 pounds. Again, it's surprisingly lightweight. Why surprisingly lightweight? Because it's big, right? But it's really lightweight for that size because we don't have the battery inside. Maybe some of you are still wondering why did we decide to put batteries externally. Again, I named 3 or 4 key reasons. Number one is we don't want to really augment the weight. We don't want to do that. We really want to stay as lightweight as possible. So that's why we put the battery external, like we make an external battery. Number 2, batteries, they can serve you for 10 plus years, 15 years, even more, depends on how you use them. And many of you are indeed skilled users who know how to prolong the battery's lifespan. But still, guys, one day they will stop working or not working as efficiently. You will want to change them. And in this case, what you want to do is just purchase another battery. You don't have to purchase the main unit, okay? So this is really cool. So it's both eco-friendly and it's budget-friendly for sure. Number 3, a reason, if you encounter any problems with the main unit, you can ship us the main unit itself without shipping those heavy batteries, right? So it's easier, and also in terms of in terms of shipping, it's easier to ship something without a battery than with a battery. So one more reason. And another reason is that maybe these are all the reasons already. You can figure out for yourself, but I just named those. Okay, now 2,400 watts. This is the maximum solar input. Okay, so this is very important because indeed it's called modular solar generator. We'll be trying to get as much solar input as possible and the limits here is 2,400 watts. Of course, there are other charging methods. Let's say when we have enough solar power, we will charge from solar panels. Now, if we have cloudy days or winter days, or for whatever reason we can't recharge from solar panels, no problem. We can recharge from traditional methods like AC adapter, and we can even go AC adapter and solar simultaneously. The maximum input combined from dual charging methods is 5,400 watts. This unit is also loved for one more reason, because it provides 24/7 UPS home backup. UPS stands for uninterruptible power supply. And on the top of that, like a cherry on the top of the cake, it's smart app control and monitor that we have right here. Okay, now in the box of AC300, we have some cables. What do we have? We have included accessories such as AC charging cable. 15 amp charge the AC300 with B300. So this charging cable looks like that. No adapter needed, okay? On one side is like this, and the other is a wall outlet plug, okay? And yeah, we just connected there, no adapter needed. AC charging cable. You can use this cable to recharge from your wall outlet. Number two, we have a very interesting cable that is called multifunctional DC charging cable, okay? So this is the DC input, that was the AC input. Now guys, if you look at this side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 connectors, one male and one female, one negative, one positive. So we have two DC inputs, DC input 1 and DC input 2. So we can be recharging from two DC charging options at the same time, right? We can be recharging from, let's say, a solar panel, and we can be recharging from a car power socket. If we can connect, we have a car charging cable, MC4 connectors to car power socket, okay? So you can connect this to your car charging cable. This is how you recharge from your vehicle. So we have this very interesting kind of design for MC4 connectors, two DC inputs. When we'll take a look at the screen later, you will see that we have DC input 1 and DC input 2, okay? So we have, normally we only have two MC4 connectors, right? One positive, one negative. Here we have 4, so we have 2 couples. Okay, now of course we have a user manual, and it can't stretch high enough. Simply go through the user manual before you start using the AC300. And we have a warranty card, and we have a certificate of quality pass. There are also a bunch of additional accessories that you can purchase on the website, like 30 amp charging cable. This enables you to charge AC300 and B300 through a 30 amp charging cable if your home grid allows that. It's very important. If your home grid allows that 30 amp charging cable. We also have lead acid battery charging cables. You can purchase them on the website, BLUETTIpower.com. We have a PV drop-down module. The name is D300S. This is to step down your roof rigid solar panels voltage, because we can only work with 550 volts max here. So your roof solar panels probably are higher than that. So if you want to connect them to your roof solar panels, you might want to consider getting a PV drop-down module from us to step the voltage of your solar panels down. We also have special accessories for 30 amp DC output, such as 12 volt and 30 amp XC60 to aviation plug, XC60 to SPC45. We have some smaller cables like USB Type-C to USB Type-C 100 watts, cable output, AC charging cable for split phase, and a sub panel if you are considering integrating AC300 and B300 to your home grid. Okay, so those were additional accessories or paid accessories can be found on the website. Now, again, the DC output is very interesting, right? We have two DC connectors, DC1 and DC2. So when we'll be looking at the monitor, we want to choose what is the DC1 and DC2 input source. Okay, whether it's car, whether it's solar panels, it's very easy. So all of our power stations are very user-friendly, guys. Don't worry about that at all. All of our power stations are very, very user-friendly. Much more user-friendly than generators from the past, like gas generators, you know. Even kids can use them, even people with no background in electronics, in whatever that refers to, you know, can use them no problem. Very user-friendly. But of course, there are a couple of things that you want to pay attention to. All right, so for those of you guys who want to get this 240-volt connection, you have to understand one thing. When we connect two AC300s together, it's not that all the outputs turn into 240 volts. Not at all. It's just that we have that panel, right? And fusion box is called. And we'll have one output there. It's called NEMA L1430 receptacle, okay? Which will be 30 amps and 240 volts. We will have two NEMA TT30 receptacles, 30 amps, 120 volts, and we'll have four standard AC receptacles, 20 amps and 120 volts, basically additional wall outlets. You already have a lot. You already have like 6 here, which is actually one of the things I like a lot about AC300. You have 6 wall outlets right here, and you have one NEMA TT30. And on the fusion box, if you want to get it for the split phase, you will have 4 additional wall outlets, 2 additional recreation vehicle use outlets, and one 240 volt L1430 receptacle, 30 amps. Okay, now guys, we talked about all those specs. After our giveaway, we'll talk about the monitor and how to control and observe what is going on. Of course, we'll take a look at the outputs itself and the design in general. So our first giveaway is going to be, is this t-shirt, this 100% cotton BLUETTI t-shirt. So again, guys, the giveaways are only for the US. We only can ship to the US. So please type BLUETTI in the comments. Let's make it simple. Type BLUETTI in the comments and keep typing BLUETTI in the comments. And I hope that the people who are responsible for the giveaways will be choosing you, okay? So type BLUETTI in the comments. Let's go, let's go. We give away 1 t-shirt on Facebook and we give away 1 t-shirt on YouTube. So 2 t-shirts total. This is not one size fit all. So we'll ship you your size. Don't worry about that yet. After you win, simply tell us your size when you email us. This is it. Okay, all right, guys, let's go, let's go. Yeah, I'm watching you right now. Type BLUETTI in the comments. This is awesome. So please type BLUETTI on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever you are. Yeah, let's go. As we travel is the first one. Gas generators also don't help people in apartments. Absolutely so. Absolutely so. They do not help people with in apartments. Yes. Okay. BLUETTI, BLUETTI, BLUETTI. BLUETTI. You guys have to teach me how to say this word because you're always laughing at how I pronounce that. BLUETTI, BLUETTI. Okay. I don't want to pronounce it with like a soft T, like BLUETTI, because I don't know. I got used to pronounce it like BLUETTI. But it's funny how YouTube captions always pick it up differently. It's never BLUETTI. Okay, so let's go, let's go. We have the winners already. Let's do a quick countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The YouTube winner's name is Jack the Huckster. Jack the Huckster. Congrats, Jack. And the Facebook winner is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's Janice Sog, I guess, or Surge. Okay, it's Janice. No, I can see that. Thank you, Helena. I can see that. It's just that I don't know how to pronounce this name. So Janice Sug, or is it? I will spell it as S-U-G-U-E. Janice S-U-G-U-E. Okay, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. These are our first winners, Jack the Huckster and Janice Sug. So congratulations, guys. You got this t-shirt. Please email us at livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address in the US, your phone number, and your t-shirt size. Thank you. Okay, guys. Again, we have a lot of talk about. We only have 2 generators, but trust me, guys, we can talk about them for a long time. So let's jump right back into AC300 and let's take a look at the outputs. Right now, when we covered the most important specs like battery capacity, like wattage, like split phase mode and voltage, we have peace of mind to talk about exterior, talk about outlets, which are amazing. Make no mistake, I'm not saying they're not amazing, they're amazing. Now we can talk about them. Perfect. So on the top, we have two wireless charging pads as always. 15 watts this and 15 watts this. Two wireless charging pads rated at 15 watts. As long as your phone supports wireless charging, place it here, turn DC output on, enjoy. Okay. Now here we have a 12 volt and 30 amp RV plug. For those folks who spend a lot of time in their RVs, it's called RV plug, right? You can connect it to an Anderson adapter and you can plug in so many appliances in your RV, okay? This is a 12 volt and, oh, excuse me. This is a 24 volt and 10 amp car power socket. And I like how we put this here, 24 volts DC output only, don't mix with DC 12 volt. Guys, this is very important. 24 volt and 10 amp car power socket. They look almost identical, right? But this is 24 volt. So please don't plug in appliances that are rated at 12 volts, okay? If the appliance supports 24 volts, perfect, plug it in, enjoy faster charging or better, more stable connection. But again, if the appliance does not support 24 volts, only 12 volts, don't worry, we have one 12 volt and 10 amp car power socket here on B300 battery. We'll ask our cameraman to please give us a look here at B300 because indeed AC300 cannot function with B300, so you will always have one standard 12 volt and 10 amp car power socket here, so don't worry about it. But again, if your appliances can support 24 volt and 10 amp, plug them in here on AC300. Okay, now this is DC outputs, right? These are DC outputs. So we have 12 volts and 30 amps RV plug. We have 24 volts and 10 amps car power socket. On this side, we have another portion of DC outputs. This is USB-C, 100 watts, quick charge. So good news for Apple users, right? Especially for Apple users, you guys will have USB-C at 100 watts right here. Here we have USB-A, 18 watts. You can see it's kind of like blue-ish, dark blue part right here. So it's 18 watts, right? We have two outputs, 18 watts, quick charge as well. And we have two 5 volts and 3 amps, 15 watts USB-A outputs right here. So we have 4 USB-A outputs in total. 2 of them are quick charge at 18 watts. 2 of them are standard at 15 watts. Okay, let's move down a little bit. Here we have AC outlets, right? 100 to 120 volts and 3000 watts with the surge of 6000 watts. 20 amps max. We have 6 20 amp outputs. Okay, and we have one 30 amp output called NEMA TT30, and as it says right here, recreation vehicle use only. Okay, so this is for RVs. You can charge your RV from here. Okay, as you guys can see, the metrics are right here. It's AC300, 3000 watts, and here it says pure sine wave. So it's a pure sine wave inverter. So if you're running some appliances that absolutely require a pure sine wave inverter, rest assured you have it here. It's pure sine wave, and it was tested by us and by many YouTubers, influencers, right? And it's always pure sine wave inverter, 120 volts and 60 hertz. Let's take a look at the outputs of B300 because B300 is always going to be together with AC300. This is the only battery we can connect to AC300. So 12 volts and 10 amp car power socket. Perfect. USB-C output, 100 watts, quick charge. One more USB-C. Very good. USB-A, 18 watts, quick charge. Perfect. Here's the button, turn those outputs on and on. Think about it as a push button. So push it when you want to turn it off, push it when you want to turn it on. Here is the battery indicator. It shows us 20, 40, 60, 100. So kind of like battery in, kind of chunks. So not exact percentage, but the exact percentage is on the screen. Now here's the button of B300. And Now let's take a look, let's zoom out. Yes, let's take a look at AC300 and B300 together. Now watch what happens when I turn this button on. This button is on, right? This button, I'm gonna turn it off. Look what happens. See, this button turns off too. I did not touch it. It turns off by itself. And the screen will turn off shortly. Because AC300 absolutely requires at least one B300 to work with. And now to turn the whole system on, I can press either the button of AC300 or the button of B300. And I recommend you guys, you press the button of AC300. I mean, unless you kind of, you position your AC300, B300 that way that it's easier to press the button of B300. But why am I saying that? Because later on, if you want to connect 2 or 3 batteries or 4 batteries, right? You don't have to press the button of each of the battery. You only want to press the button on AC300. It's not to say you cannot do it the opposite way, but it's just one click as opposed to like 1, 2, 3, or 4 clicks, depending on how many batteries you have. Okay, so this is the outputs we have, DC outputs, the AC outputs, and 2 DC wireless charging pads on the top. On the back side, we don't have anything. We just have the most important information, some credentials, right? Some certificates of quality pass, I mean, labels and stuff. We also have a QR code that you want to scan to connect to the app for the first time. We have the QR code right there. Here we have push and pull fans. This is it. Carrying handles, here we have the inputs. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Now let's take a look at the screen. Very quick guide, the screens of AC300 and AC100 are very similar, so we only want to talk in depth about one of them. This is what it looks like. This is the home page. Okay, number one thing I want to tell you is you can control the brightness yourself. So we can go to settings, next, 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 and the screen can be as dim as that and as bright as that. Okay, so number one is brightness. Let's adjust it to, this is probably sufficient, right? Okay, so this is our home page. We can observe things from here, from the upper part. We can observe things, and here we can control things. So on the top we have the date, okay? We have the time. Here we have PV input. This means how many watts are coming in from PV input, okay? PV input is not necessarily PV photovoltaic solar panels. It can be car charging. It can be lead acid battery charging. It can be charging from another generator. It can be charging from a gas generator during power outages, right? So PV refers to PV input. This is not an O, this is a 0, okay? So it shows us 0 watts right now are coming from a PV input. Indeed, because we are not charging it, okay? W stands for watts. Now, here we have grid input, also 0 watts. So grid refers to AC input. Again, it can be from a wall outlet, it can be from a generator, it can be from another power station. Input, how many watts are coming in when we're charging our AC300 and B300. DC and AC load is the output. So this shows us how many watts are being put out from our DC outputs in total. And if we click here, we will see separately for each output. Now, AC load shows us how many watts are being put out from our AC outputs. From those 6 20 amp, 120 volt wall outlets, and from that one 30 amp, 120 volt NEMA TT30. Okay, now if we click here, we will see DC1 input voltage, how many volts? DC1 input power, how many watts? So what is the voltage that we are charging our AC300 and B300 at from DC1 input power? And what is the voltage and what is the wattage we're charging our AC300 and B300 at from DC2 input source? And here you might ask, hold on, what is DC1, DC2, what is the difference? It's actually much more simple than that. Remember, I showed you this is our DC charging cable and it has MC4 connectors. On all of our previous power stations, we only had 2 connectors. One male, one female, one positive, one negative, one red, one black, right? Here, we have 4. 2 of them one red and one black, are DC1. 2 of them are DC2. How do we know? Well, it says right here, DC2, PV plus, red is always positive. DC1, yeah, this shows if it's positive or negative here. So it's plus, so it's positive, all right? And DC2 and DC1, it says here. So let's say I'm charging these, I'm using these ones right now to charge from a solar panel, okay? So this is DC2, okay? I just randomly pick them, DC2. So we will see, and let's say I'm not using the other 2. I just don't need to. I only need 2, okay? So we will see DC2 input voltage will be probably 120 volts, and DC2 input power, how many watts, okay? So again, the voltage to the wattage will be different, of course, but this is just to tell you what it means, DC1 and DC2, okay? Because it might be confusing. Okay, now let's go back. Grid. We can also see detailed information here. So let's say grid, let's pick the most common method, charging from a wall outlet. We'll see AC input voltage is going to be 120 volts. AC input power, how many watts? Okay, and the maximum input is going to be 2,400 watts from the AC. And the AC input frequency will be 60 hertz, maybe like 59.9 hertz, 60.01 hertz, 60 hertz. Okay, let's go back. DC load. Now in DC load we can see total DC output power, how many watts are being put out by all of the DC outputs that are working right now, okay? It depends on what outputs you're using. Maybe you're using wireless charging pads on the top and a USB-C. So we will see total DC output power. We will also be able to see how many watts each output pulls out. So 24 volt and 10 amp output power right here, how many watts? 12 volt and 30 amp RV plug, how many watts does this output pulls out? 12 volts and 12 volts and 30 amp output power, right? But some minor USB ports like USB, PD, wireless output power, we combine them together, right? Okay, let's go back. Now here we have DC load and AC load. So AC load, we will see output voltage. It's going to be 120 volts, unless you are under split phase mode. In this case, you're going to be 240 volts. Output power, how many watts? And the maximum is 3,000 watts. And 6,000 watts for surge. And output frequency is going to be 60 hertz in America. And then we have output state. It's not really important. Okay, now guys, again, we don't have to talk in details about the screen of AC500 because it's the same with a couple of additional features. So don't worry, just bear with me. It's really important. Here's DC output. We can turn DC on and off from here. So here's how you turn it off. Now we can use all the DC outputs, okay? When you need to turn, see, it started, kicked on. If you want to turn it off, simply turn it off like this. AC on, AC off, same way. Okay, perfect. We figured out how to use, how to read the home page. Now here we have the battery, 34%. If you click here, we'll see that we can connect maximum 4 batteries. We've only connected 1 right now. This battery is 34%. We can see battery state of charge. It's not charging, so it's 0%. Battery online and battery state standby. We can connect 3 more batteries. Okay, let's go to settings. Next step. Now, language settings, English and Japanese, because this unit can be used in both the USA and Japan, because electronics, frequency and voltage in Japan and the USA are the same or slightly different, so you can actually adjust here. So this is why we have Japanese here, just in case you wondered. AC output voltage can be 120 volts or 100 volts. To make changes here, make sure that the AC output is off. So 100 volts or 120 volts. For the USA, it's 120 volts. AC output frequency can be 50 hertz or 60 hertz. For the USA, it's 60 hertz. Again, maybe I don't know, maybe in your area it's 50 hertz. In this case, you know that, perfect, then it's 50 hertz. Cool. Now, DC1 input source. So remember, that's what we're talking about, DC1, DC2. So we have only two options here, either PV. So if you're charging from solar panels, please choose PV. If you're charging from other methods, like a car charging, lead acid battery charging, or any other DC charging methods, please use others. Please choose others, excuse me. DC2 input source, again, if you use DC2 cables, they have DC2 written on them. Choose, again, PV or others. Solar panels or any other DC charging methods. Next, we have Eco Mode. Eco Mode is available on all of our power stations. It turns off the AC and DC inverter if there is no load, so we can turn it on and off. It does it to save the battery. You can also turn it off if you don't like it for whatever reason. We have machine type, single phase and split phase, okay? Right now we're using 1:300, so it's single phase. If I choose split phase right now, it will give me an alert, beep, so I'm not gonna do that. It's single phase, correct. Working mode, UPS, uninterruptible power supply. 4 different UPS modes. We have standard UPS, aka offline UPS, so works like the clock, right? Basically, you know how it works. When we plug our AC300 and B300 to any grid power, the UPS automatically enables. Now, next we have time control UPS. Yes, we have time settings here, so we can set time slots right here. Up to 6 time slots when to start charging and when to stop charging. This is incredibly useful and vital for those of you guys who want to integrate it in your home grid power. So you can set when to recharge from grid power from your wall outlet if needed at all. If, let's say, you have consecutive cloudy days, so you can't recharge from solar panels, right? So you want to recharge from your grid power. Now in this case, you can set at what time you want to recharge. Maybe you will find out that in your area, at some time recharging early in the morning is gonna save you money because the grid energy, the grid power is more stable and the grid power is cheaper, right? But you don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and plug it in and then plug it out at 6 a.m., right? You don't want to do that. It's not what you want to do. It's not what we're talking about when we talk about convenience. Instead, you can set the time here. So we have working mode, when to start and when to end. So you can simply set it here or in the application because we have an app control, okay? So you can set when to start charging, let's say from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. or to 7 a.m., right? At 7 a.m., your family wakes up, everybody uses kettles to boil water, microwaves to boil water, toasters, grills, whatever. So you don't want to be charging at that time. Could you please go back to what we're just talking about? Okay, so you don't want to charge that time, so simply set it here when to start and when to end. Okay, and you have 6 time frames here. See, it's period 1, period 2, period 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So it should be enough. All right, and next parameter we have is parameter settings. So battery state of charge low and battery state of charge high. First of all, it explains what it is right here, okay? But I'll just give you a quick kind of guide. So when the battery drops to 10%, when you're using it and drops to 10%, you want to save it. You set it yourself. It can be 10%. It can be 15%. It can be 20%. It can be 5%, as you want. So it will stop. It will cut off any load, right? And when the battery is turning to 95%, maybe you don't want to overcharge it to, again, extend the longevity of the battery. Let's say when it hits 95% mark, you want it to stop charging. Again, you can just set it right here. Perfect. Okay, let's go back. Next, we have PV priority UPS. PV stands for photovoltaic, stands for solar charging. So this only works when you're charging from a grid power, like a wall outlet, and from PV. In this case, you want to show the system what percentage you want to be charged from PV. First of all, 15, and that 15 we just saw has nothing to do, is just the software kind of thing. So here just set what percentage you want to be charged from solar panels. Let's say realistically for me, it's probably as high as 70%. So that means that it will prioritize PV charging when I'm using dual charging, right? From AC outlet and from PV at the same time. It will charge my power station 70% from the PV. Okay, guys, I see it's a giveaway time, but let me just finish real quick. So we have customized UPS right here, and customized UPS, as the name implies, you yourself can control grid charge status and time control status. Enable, disable, time settings, and SOC settings. So it's kind of more advanced level. You can play with it, customized UPS. Next, we have silent mode, on and off. Silent mode simply slows down charging, so you hear no sound whatsoever. Max grid input current is maximum 15 amps by default, but if your home grid allows you to charge from 30 amp input, right, charging from 30 amp, you can go here, you can go to advanced, you can go to basic mode, and you can choose any number from 1 to 15, if that's from 1 amp to 15 amps, if this is enough. If it's not enough or you want more, you have to email your supplier. If you bought from the official website, you have to email us. I mean, not me, but anyway, BLUETTI. And they will send you the code, the password, so you can enter it here, and now you have 30 amp max. Okay, next we have PV parallel enabled or disabled. So when you're charging from solar panels in parallel, please turn this on. If you're charging in series, please turn it off. Okay, next we have Bluetooth on and off. Bluetooth is exclusively for an app control, for an app updates, upgrades, firmware upgrades. So make sure that before you use the app, or after you use after you open the app, also make sure that Bluetooth is on. If you, let's say, don't want to use it, simply turn it off. Maybe you will save a couple of % of the battery. Next we have Bluetooth state. Right now it's disconnect, right? Obviously, because we have connected it. Next we have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is also for an app. Make sure it's on when you want to use the app. Next we have buzz settings. I keep it on just in case I receive an alert. I want to hear a buzz. If you're a more advanced user, you can turn it off if you want. Next we have touch sound. Okay, if you turn on and now you touch anything, you will hear sound. Depending on your personal preferences, turn on and off. Backlight brightness can be as dim as that and as bright as that. Day settings, we have the date here, you can set. Time, you can also set it. Current time, current date. Next, we have sleep time of the screen. It can be either never, or 30 seconds, or 1 minute, or 5 minutes. So you decide. And you can always go back to the USA settings. Okay? Next we have data. So product info, model number, all the numbers, well, yeah, you know where to find it. We have inverter and charger info, everything we could see from the home page. So I won't be stopping here because we could see exactly the same info from the home page. Battery, home page, alarm history, number of alarm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, when it happened, year, month, day, hour, minute, second, and error code. This is the screen of AC300. Guys, right now it's a giveaway time, so we're giving away our hoodie. BLUETTI hoodie, 100% cotton. I think I'm always saying 100% cotton. Let me actually check if it actually says it's cotton or not. I personally only buy clothes that are 100% cotton because they just feel natural and comfortable. I can't find a tag here, but I have been wearing it for a long time. You see me in this hoodie. When it's colder, right now it's just not that cold, so I can be wearing a t-shirt, that's it. Anyway, I can confirm that this hoodie is of a good quality and also beautiful design. So let's go. Please type BLUETTI in the comments. We give away one hoodie on Facebook and one hoodie on YouTube. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We pick one winner on Facebook and one winner on YouTube. Don't forget to give this live stream a like. Guys, do it right now. I'll give it a like too, together with you. And don't forget to share with your friends. Invite your friends to this live room. Let's spread solar energy. Okay, let's go. So we have the winners. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So the winner on YouTube is Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson. Congratulations, Mike. Congrats. And the winner on Facebook is Bill Randall. Bill Randall. Congrats, Bill. Dear giveaway winners, please email us at livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address in the USA, your phone number, and your hoodie size. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was our second giveaway, and we have 2 more giveaways today. So let's wait for this next giveaways. All right. So guys, we talked about the screen of AC300. That was a long presentation, I know, but it's the same screen as of AC500. AC500 has a couple of additional features I'll show you, but basically we don't have to spend nearly as much time talking about AC500, so don't worry about it, okay? Now, all right, so let's take a look at the inputs right now, because it's quite important. I want to right now kind of turn AC300 a little bit and show you the inputs. Yep, I'll just do that. So take a look, guys. What do we have right here? Here we have AC input, right? It says AC input, 100 to 120 volts and 30 amps. This is to charge your AC300 from a 30 amp cable, if your home grid allows that. 30 amp cable is not included in the box, okay? Because for many people, it's just not an option. If your home grid allows that, you can charge from 30 amp. If you can get an additional cable, 30 amp, this receptacle with 3 kind of dots there, 3 holes to simple wall outlet plug, okay? All right, this is anti-dust and anti-debris cover here. Here we have what? Here we have a DC input, okay? DC input, and the DC input tells us that we have 12 volt and 150 volt DC and 12 amp, okay? So the open circuit voltage is basically 12 to 150 volts. It's quite a big range, quite a wide range. And this is a communication cable. This is when you decide to use 2 AC300s together. You can connect them together through this communication interface. Okay, so those were the inputs, DC inputs, AC inputs, and communication port. So here we have our cables, right? This is the DC cable, what it looks like. No adapter needed. Perfect, right? Here we have our AC charging cable. No adapter needed, guys. I'm so happy. Are you happy about that? I'm very happy about that. Now, here we have our battery expansion ports. So because AC300 needs the battery, so we at least will occupy one, and if we want to connect 2 more batteries, we'll occupy the second one, and you can maximum do it 4, so we can connect batteries between themselves and then connect them to this input. So we have battery connection input, 51.2 volts DC, 2 of them, okay? Right here, perfect. Let me maybe talk about a little bit about, let me turn this off a little bit because, first of all, because I want to show you this cable, okay? And if I disconnect it before I turn it off, it will give me an alarm. So, oh, I can turn it off by clicking this button. Okay, just click this button. Interesting. So this is the same cable actually that we're using for AC300 Max and B330, or AC300 Max and B300. I mean, no wonder it's also B300. So when it's turned off, unlock it. Oh, you can't see it. Could we please turn the camera a little bit so we can see the cables right here? Cameraman, Gucci. Here, the cables. I thought you could just turn the camera like this. Okay. Because, yeah, indeed we need cables, guys. You know, I mean, those cables are not that bad, right? They're pretty good, actually. Nice and stable connection, and also if you want to stick them one on the other, and by the way, it's very cool that you can stack them one on the other. They don't move, as you guys can see. If you're in RV or, you know, they stack perfectly, right? And you can just put AC300 here first, you know, and then B300 on the top, or vice versa as you want. Now I always put AC300 on the top simply because we have wireless charging pads on the top, so I don't want to miss out on them. So I want to make sure that I have access to them, right? But these are the cables that we use. And here's the couple of steps that you just need to remember to make sure that everything goes smoothly, okay? Waiting for the camera to give us a better angle at the cables. All right, I still can't figure out why couldn't we just turn the camera like this. Anyway, so the same cable that you have from AC300 Max and B330, or AC300 Max and B300, so you probably have it at home if you have any of those products. Right now it's in the connected state. Again, I'll just give us some time, guys, because I want you to see what I'm talking about. Otherwise it's kind of weird. All right, cool. So this is, all right, cool. I mean, I wanted to zoom out a little bit, but so here's how we lock and unlock here. And can we zoom out? Yeah, perfect. So now it's locked, now it's unlocked, okay? Now push this button right here, and pull it out, okay? Same goes here. Pull out. Okay. Now here's the length of the cable, so that means that you can play with the distance. It's not that fixed. Okay, we have those anti-debris and covers. Here's the connectors. Here's how it works. You push it like this, right? And you lock it and unlock it. All right. So this is the cable we'll be using for AC300 and B300. Let me show you how to connect them. So choose either this port or this port. It doesn't matter. One of them. Plug them in. Plug the cable in, and the other port, battery 1 to battery 1, battery 2 to battery 2. Okay, now after plugged in, it's not it. Don't turn it on yet, because if you turn it on right now, you will hear a buzz and alert that something is wrong. What is wrong? To log them. And then after you log them, we can press the button of AC300. And of course the battery kicks on first because it's the battery, and then it gives the energy to, whatever that means, to the main unit. Okay, so this is the connection of AC300 and B300. The connection of AC500 and B300S is the same. It's just that the cable is different. It's a thicker cable at 150 amps. All right, guys. So what else can we say about AC300? Let me check if I missed anything or not. Again, let's sum up the charging methods one more time. So we have solar charging methods, okay? And on AC300, the open circuit voltage, as you will find right here, is from 12 volts to 150 volts DC, 12 amps. So solar panels, one, it can be our solar panels, PV350, PV200, PV120, it can be even PV420, yeah, I said it already. It can be different, it can be a lot of solar panels in parallel or in series, right? So yeah, this is in series, especially in series, because you have 150 volts limitation. If you're charging from your roof solar panels, it's also possible when you integrated your AC300 and B300 to your home grid system, but you might need a step-down module. And other charging methods, include charging from your grid power, from a wall outlet, charging from a generator when there are power outages, charging from lead-acid batteries, charging from your vehicle when the vehicle is running. Perfect. We have a lot of charging methods, and we can combine charging methods from different sources. We can combine DC and AC charging methods, which leaves us with incredible numbers: 2,400 watts of input max and 5,400 watts of dual input max. Here is how long you can run your appliances, and here we picked up the most commonly one of the common options. Many people get AC300 and they get two batteries. They get two B300 batteries. So These are the numbers for one AC300 and two B300 batteries together. For example, here's some home equipment and how long you can run it. Your space heater, right? Those are all very power-hungry devices. 1,500 watts, so you can run it for 3.2 hours. Air conditioner standard 8,000 BTU, 2 hours. Your phone 18 watts, so you can charge it 115 times. Laptop of 45. Actually, these numbers are a phone and a laptop. You can definitely charge much more than that. 115 watts and 115 times and 71 times for laptop and for phone. It's much more than that. It's from one battery you will get this number. So, okay, desktop, you can run it for 14.5 hours, your desktop computer. And I think there's a misunderstanding, guys. I think these numbers are actually for one battery. It can be that it's for two batteries, for one battery, okay? So it's for one battery, so for two batteries, just double it. Anyway, you can even charge your electric vehicle up to 16 miles. E-bike you can run it for 9.2 times. So a lot of heavy equipment can be run and charged from AC300 and B300. Okay, and finally, guys, the price of AC300 and B300. First of all, if you already have B300 batteries at home, maybe you have them from AC300 Max, or anyway, if you have them at home, and I have very good news for you. Now you can simply purchase AC300. So AC300 alone is $1,499. Now, if you don't have a battery, B300 battery, you absolutely want to get the battery, okay? And the battery is B300. So let's talk about it for a second. B300 dimensions are the length and the width are the same as of AC300. So it's 20.5 inches to 12.5 inches, and the height is 10.5 inches. So it's shorter than that, but the battery capacity is still enormous. 3,072 watt hours. It has 79.6 pounds. It can work perfectly. You can discharge it under the temperatures from -4 to 104 Fahrenheit. When you're charging it, make sure the temperature doesn't drop below freezing, 32 to 104 Fahrenheit. And storage temperature is from -4 to 104 Fahrenheit. So the battery capacity is 3,072 watt hours or 60 amp hours. And if you use 4 batteries, it's going to be 12,288 watt hours. The lifespan is 3,500 plus life cycles to 80% and 6,000 lifespans to 50%. And of course, battery chemistry is lithium iron phosphate. When we talk about recharging of B300, we can recharge it together with AC300, right? When it's connected. You don't even have to bother to disconnect. It's even better because, for example, if you want to recharge from solar panels, right, you have to look at the voltage allowed. There, as we just checked right here, it says from 12 volts to 150 volts. That means we can connect a lot of solar panels, right? And they will all be compatible. Now, if we talk about charging B300 alone, right, you can use PV input cable with MC4 connectors, so it's I think it's XT60 or XT90, yeah, XT90 to MC4 connectors, right? And you can recharge it separately if you want to. Again, it's okay. But again, the voltage limitations here are from 12 volts to 60 volts, right? And there is from 12 volts to 150 volts. Okay, now let's talk about battery a little bit. It has a standard battery voltage, 51.2 volts DC. Standard battery voltage is 51.2 volts DC. We have a cigarette lighter port here, 12 volts and 10 amps. We have a USB-A here, 18 watts, okay. 3.6, 12 volts, 3 amps, 18 watts. USB-C, also called PD 3.0. It's 5 to 15 volts, 3 amps. Okay, 20 volts DC, 5 amps, 100 watts, quick charge. Okay, now charging of B300 separately, we have AC charging through 7909 via T500 adapter. This is the adapter, okay? And specs 58.8 volts DC and 8 amps, the adapter, and maximum input is 500 watts max. We have PV input and PPT single, voltage limit is, as it says right there, from 12 to 60 volts DC. Maximum power input is 200 watts and maximum input current is 10 amps. We also have car charging options. You can charge from 12 or 24 volt vehicle port, and the current is 8.2 amps and the maximum input is 196.8 watts from 24 volt vehicle. Okay, now guys, the price of B300 is $2,099, and if you do what I'm just about to do and go on YouTube and purchase with a discount code, I will show you guys how to save money with a discount code right here. So let's switch to my laptop real quick. Right now we are on YouTube here, on Facebook here. It can be on both platforms. I'll just show you what is going on here on YouTube. So simply let me close this chat. Oops. Okay, oh, perfect. You can just click this link right here. So copy this code, live AC300B. Oh, this is for AC300 and B300. I wanted to show you for B300 itself. So here is the code, okay? Here is how much we're saving, so we know in advance, and here is the link that will lead us directly to B300. All right, guys, on Facebook is the same thing. Copy this code, click this link, right? Okay. All right, here we are on BLUETTIpower.com, then dash product dash B300 dash something. Okay, scroll down here. One B300, that's what we're getting, correct? Let's wait for it to load, and we will have two options. As you will see, buy with shop pay or more payment options, choose whatever you want. Okay, and the whole point here is to enter this discount code that we copied. Okay, let's click here because you probably will be on your full screen here. I'm managing two platforms. So enter this code, and $2,099 becomes $1,899 indeed. So you are saving $200 just as promised here in the in the description. This is how you do it. Of course, the most popular one will be this, AC300 and B300. We're saving $200 too, so simply copy this one. Let me show you how to do this on Facebook, by the way. So look, we want to get AC300 and B300. Here's the code, copy the code, click the link. Okay, there we are. Will take some time. Hopefully for you it will be faster than for me. Okay, here we are. So AC300 and B300. With the cable, don't worry, the cable is included in the box of B300. Okay, scroll down, buy with shop pay or more payment options, whatever you prefer. I click more payment options. Here we have, you will be on the full screen, so it will be better to find this for you. Just paste the code, live AC300B, and there we are. We're saving $200 right now, and those discounts are only valid during the live stream. Okay, guys, hopefully that was understandable. This is how you can purchase during the live stream and save money. Okay, now to demonstrate charging from power stations and also charge my laptop, I'll be charging it shortly. We also have one more giveaway very soon, so stay here, don't go away. We have a giveaway coming. All right. We were talking about B300. So you can connect from 1 to 4 B300 batteries. This is it. Not much to talk about. It's a good battery, 3072 watt hours of capacity or 60 amp hours. Standard battery voltage is 51.2 volts DC. It can be recharged together with AC300. So basically all those, when I was talking about charging of AC300 and B300, this is how you recharge them, right? You have a lot of charging options. You can also recharge B300 separately if you want to. So this is it. Okay, now we'll talk about AC500 and B300S. Again, we have enough time. Hopefully, we'll talk about that. So, I mean, obviously, because we have them just next to each other, we'll compare them. You know, we can't help but compare them. As we said, they both are great, but let's find out how they're different, you know, and let's compare them. But now we have a giveaway. So guys, everybody, right now, please type BLUETTI in the comments. We're giving away our tableware set. I'll just give you a quick look. Here is the black bag, sorry. Excuse me. Okay, so here's what it looks like. It's too loud because it's all metal, so, and we have this, you know, kettles and lids and all those stuff right here. Very good quality, by the way. So you see we have a kettle, inside we have 2 cups, we have a big bowl, and also some plates, and even forks and spoons and things like that. So it's a complete kettle, and even this thing. But please don't use it for climbing, okay? Don't use it for climbing. As it says right here, not for climbing. Okay. So we're giving away this tableware set. So please type BLUETTI in the comments. Right now it's a giveaway time. We give away 1 BLUETTI set on Facebook and 1 BLUETTI set on YouTube. So we'll be picking up winners from there and there, no matter where you are right now. And our last giveaway is going to be on YouTube, okay? Our last giveaway is going to be this BLUETTI mini fridge. So it's going to be on YouTube. So at that time, I will ask our Facebook followers to jump on YouTube. Okay, great. Now guys, please type BLUETTI in the comments and keep typing BLUETTI in the comments. Okay, this is how you take part in the giveaways. So just type BLUETTI in the comments. All right. I'll wait, and I also use this time to connect AC500 and B300S. We use this thicker cable. It's 150 amps. We have 2 cables, very similar. Let me check if this is okay. This is not the one we have. We need 2 150 amps. Let me check the cables while you are typing BLUETTI, I hope. Okay, yeah, this is the one. 150 to 150. So first of all, I make sure it's unlocked. Now it's locked. Now it's unlocked. Plug it in. Hear the click. Very satisfying. And same here. Okay, lock and lock. Perfect. So we'll turn on. But now let's announce the winners. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This beautiful BLUETTI tableware set goes to Charlie D. Charlie D from YouTube, and for Facebook it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It goes to Dave Kaplan. Dave Kaplan on Facebook. Congratulations, Charlie and Dave. Dear winners, please email us at livestream@bluetti.com for the shipment. It's livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address in the USA, your phone number, and please do it within 48 hours because otherwise you'll forget. Okay, so this is the AC500 and B300S, the biggest modular solar generator, portable modular solar generator on the market right now. So let's go, guys. Let's see if it's any good. All right. So first of all, what is the difference? And this question really kind of takes us back to 2 most important metrics. Number 1 is battery capacity. Number two is AC load, AC wattage. So as we can see right here, it says 5,000 watts, right? What does it say here? 3,000 watts. Okay, and also I'll be using it right now to charge my laptop. Okay, so right. So first of all, Now the battery, the AC wattage, the AC load is just superior, right? It's 5,000 watts. The surge is 10,000 watts. The surge is like the double. So the spike is 10,000 watts, and here's 6,000 watts. And by the way, you see, guys, my laptop is charging. A laptop has a battery of 49.9 watt hours. So right now the speed is 47 watts. 47 watts, right? And yeah, let's just plug in more devices. Let's see how we can use AC300 in real life. Just real quick demo, and then we'll go back to AC300 and talk about that. So let me also plug in the sandwich maker. So let's go ahead and do that. This is going to be AC. So plug it in here, enable AC on, turn it on. So there we go, 628 watts, 47 watts from my laptop. Let me add up a phone, put it on the top. DC is already on. My phone started recharging, so it's 9 watts right now in total. I also have this ice maker machine right here, which is 115 volts, 60 hertz, 2 amps. Okay, so let's plug it in. Let's plug it in and turn the ice machine on. That turns water into ice. It's kicking on, I guess. Yeah, there we go, 2001. That was the spike. The spike is usually the double or more of the normal AC load, so it was 2,199 in total, right? Now it dropped down. So yeah, right now it's 753 watts in total. Let's add this loud hair dryer for a second, just to test. We occupy 3 AC outlets already. Okay, there we go, and the hair dryer has different modes. I'm gonna put it to the highest. Let's test it. 3, 2, 1, go. 2,114. What are the limits? 3,000. We've got 2,100 watts and 47 watts from DC. This was the test that we can charge multiple appliances and what's more DC and AC appliances at the same time. No problem whatsoever. The only problem you might be having is to find the center on that wireless charging output for the first time. Okay, so it might take time. Like for my phone, yeah, okay, perfect. My phone is charging, my MacBook is charging. That's it. So perfect. Now, I think we can call it success. Let's turn it off. Let's turn it off. Okay, perfect. So now let's move on to AC500 finally. So AC500 is right here. So number one, guys, the battery capacity. Number one is, excuse me, the wattage AC load is 5,000 watts right here, right? 5,000 watts and 10,000 watts of surge power. Number two is battery capacity, and this is a tricky one because you might be thinking, oh, but the battery capacity here, wait, isn't it 3,072 as well? Yes, it is, but the difference is that here you can connect maximum 6 batteries. Here you can connect 4 batteries maximum. So 6 batteries to one unit, and if you want to go split phase, 6 to one, 6 to the other. So it's 12 batteries as opposed to 8 batteries max here. So the battery capacity also will be higher, potentially. It depends on you, whether you decide to purchase more batteries or not. So it beats AC300 in 2 aspects, in AC load and in battery capacity. That's 2, okay? All right, so let's take a look what outputs we have finally. Now on the top we have 2 wireless charging pads, 15 watts each, same as there, nothing different. In front we have a 12 volt and 30 amp RV plug that you can connect to Anderson adapter, same as here, okay? Same as on AC300. Right now it's covered by that sticker, so we can't see it. It's covered by a PV420 sticker. Yes, so this is the RV plug, 12 volts and 30 amps. Bordering it is 24 volt DC and 10 amp. Again, 24 volt, no not 12 volt, right? As we have a warning right here, don't plug 12 volt appliances here, please. Okay. Here we have USB. So these are the same as on AC300, same, okay? 1 point here, 1 point there. Now here we have USB-C port, 100 watts. And look at this, one more USB-C port, 100 watts. Now that's a plus. That's a huge plus. I mean, who doesn't want to have more USB-C ports? Here we have, can we please zoom in on the outputs? Here we have USB-A, 18 watts, 2 of them. This is the same as on AC300. Now it's a little bit blurry because it kind of focuses on my hand right now, I guess. Well, I don't know. So USB-A, 18 watts, 2 of them, and USB-A, 5 volts and 3 amps, so 15 watts. USB-A ports, same as on AC300. USB-C ports, we have one additional USB-C port on AC500. This is a plus. Okay, now let's take a look at the AC outlets right here. Okay, so we have 3 regular wall outlets, 20 amps max, 1, 2, and 3. And as you can say, judging by the covers, those are different. So this is a 30 amp receptacle. Okay, it's called NEMA L1430. This is 30 amp max. And by the way, this is the same receptacle that you will have on Fusion box if you decide to go split phase. 30 amp max, NEMA TT30, same as on AC300, and 50 amp max. 50 amp max, NEMA 1450. All right, 50 amps, 125 to 250 volts. Okay. This is the biggest 50 amp output that we have. And also, as you guys can see, it's pure sine wave. It's always pure sine wave for all of those outputs. It's pure sine wave inverter. And the maximum is, oh, you can't see it right here, 5,000 watts, right? 5,000 watts. Okay, beautiful. Now, let's take a look at the B300S battery. At the outputs. So we have the same outputs as on B300. We have one 12 volt and 10 amp standard car power socket. We have USB-C 100 watts and we have USB-A at 18 watts. We have the button to turn those outputs on and off. Now we can use them. And here's turn them off to save some power. Here's the battery indicator and the button for the whole battery. Okay, now let's take a look at the screen and the monitor. Again, real quick, because we already know what's up. We already know what the screen looks like. So let's go back. Here is the home page. And again, don't forget that you can always control the brightness of the screen. Just go into settings, next. And the brightness can be as dim as that and as bright as that. So again, here we can see PV, input from PV, input from grid, DC load, AC load. Again, in detail, you have detailed information here, DC on and off, AC on and off, battery. Again, you can connect maximum 6 batteries, which is just amazing. 6 batteries to one unit and 6 batteries to the other if you want. Okay, settings, we have language, English or Japanese, AC output voltage, 120 volts, AC output frequency 60 or 50 hertz. DC 1 input source PV or others, DC 2 input source PV or others, eco mode on and off, machine type, working mode of UPS, same machine type, single phase or split phase, right? Silent mode on and off. Next we have max current, so basic mode is from 1 to 15, you can set it yourself. And the advanced mode is same as on AC300, you can just go to higher amperage if you want to, but you need a password for this. You will receive the password from customer service if you email them. PV parallel enable or disable right here, same as on AC300. Powerlifting mode, this is something that AC300 did not have. So powerlifting mode says it's for pure resistive loads only, and even though the rated power is 5,000 watts, but it can pull out up to 6,000 watts, but only pure resistive loads. It means no heaters, nothing like that. Okay, now deep discharge mode. It's one more thing that AC300's battery did not have. So AC300 did not have, for that matter. So deep discharge, first of all, I cannot enable it right now. As you guys can see, if I click on on, it will not turn on right now. It only turns on when the battery reaches 0%. So, and as we have a warning right here, it will lower, it's only available when SOC state of charge is 0%, number one. Number two, it will damage the battery pack and reduce its lifespan. And please do not use it unless it's an emergency, because of course it will degrade the battery, it will reduce the lifespan, of course, right? But if you need to use it in an emergency, as it says right here, you have this option. Okay. So buzz settings on and off. If you have an alert, you will receive a buzz. If you want it, like beep, I would keep it on just for the peace of mind. Now next we have touch sound. Turn off. I don't like it, but if you like it, turn it on. Okay. Bluetooth on and off. So for the app, again, just say Wi-Fi, state, brightness. Next, we have sleep time, never 1 minute, 5 minutes. Factory settings, always can go back to factory settings, date and the time. Okay, next we have data. We can see it from the home page, and alarms, no current alarms. Okay, now I think it's time to show you guys the app. The app is called BLUETTI. The app works with Wi-Fi and or Bluetooth, and you can simply download it from your Google Play or App Store. You just search BLUETTI. Okay, cool. So here's what the app looks like. It's initializing right now. Make sure that the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is on so we can connect to our units. So AC500, okay, let me try. Boom, connected. Connected. So let's put the camera this way that we can see both the screen and the phone, so that what is changing on the phone is also changing on the screen. Okay, so number one, we have battery life, and it's 75% here and here, as you can see. Then we can observe PV input and grid input, DC output and AC output. Okay, now 75%, correct. Now let's turn DC on and see what happens. DC is on right now, okay? Now let's turn AC on. Boom, what happens? AC is on there. Let's turn it off. Okay, DC is turned off, and let's turn AC off. AC is turned off, perfect. Now guys, let's go click settings right here. Excuse me. Please, no sound, okay? All right, so we have network settings here. We have share device here. We have ability to change the name right here. We have manage charge and discharge time. So remember this time control UPS. You can set charge, discharge time, charge and discharge time right here. So it's probably a more convenient way to do that because you don't have to be next to the screen. And yes, by the way guys, right now I'm just showcasing you from this position because I want to see that it actually works, right? But you can be simply within the Bluetooth range from your power station, or if you're using Wi-Fi, within the same Wi-Fi network. And of course, right now we have beautiful apps like TeamViewer, so you can simply put your tablet or your phone that you rarely use next to the power station, and you can just simply access the screen of that device and control it from anywhere in the world. Okay, so SOC settings, battery SOC settings low and battery SOC settings high. Inverter output frequency 60 Hz or 50 Hz. Again, you can set it all here, very convenient, very nice. Powerlifting mode from the app, perfect. So silent charging here and here, okay. And auto sleep, never 5 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds. You can set it here. About device, firmware upgrades. If we have any upgrades, we can access them right here from the app. It's one more thing that, let's check for updates. We are up to date. Okay, perfect. So we update, but if we have any upgrades, we can do them here. You can even see carbon emission factor. We're set up. This is kind of advanced, so you don't want to really dive into it for now. But yeah, guys, the app is really cool, and we can even unbind the device from here. And AC300 also supports the app control, by the way. So here's all the power stations that I have connected to from this phone. So yeah, I can't connect some of them because they are turned off right now, obviously. All right, here's my personal account, but you don't have to create it. I mean, you don't have to put your profile picture and email if you don't want to. Okay, here's the service. You can access the service from here as well. Okay, so this was the app of AC500. Now let me connect to AC300 real quick. Okay, so AC300. Let me check if I have it already here or not. I probably do. So yeah, here's AC300. Let's take a look. And again, I want you guys to both see the screen and the app right here. So 32% here and here, perfect. Now we have DC turned on right now because we're charging my MacBook, and the output is 43 watts, 42 watts, 43 watts. I mean, 43 watts here and 43 watts here right now. Same, awesome. We can turn AC on and on and off. So see, AC turned off, AC kicked off, boom, right? You can turn it off. Okay. And settings here. So again, we have network settings, share device, working mode, grid charge, time control, manage charge discharge time, SOC settings, auto sleep, about device, firmware upgrades, my favorite ones. I like upgrading stuff. I don't know, it's weird. Like almost every day I go to my app store and I check for upgrades. If there are any upgrades, I just click that and it kind of spikes my dopamine. Okay, so auto sleep, about device, firmware upgrade, carbon emission, and all this stuff, guys. I hope you like the app. I absolutely love the app, and I love that we switched to black themes. I mean, I did not influence that, but I just like black color. I think it looks elegant. So, and kind of professional maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so the app, I like the app. It's really one of those things that I cannot pinpoint any shortcoming there. So I really like the app. I hope you do too. And by the way, guys, if you already have any power station from BLUETTI, as long as it has Bluetooth, right? It supports the app. So maybe you forgot to download the app. In this case, just simply do it. Download the app is good. Okay, so now let's load AC500, but before we do it, because obviously you can trust me, right, that it works, let's talk about charting of AC500. So, first of all, some characteristics, just in case you missed it. B300S battery capacity is also 3072 watt hours, or 60 amp hours is one battery, right? Dimensions, it's of AC500 dimensions are 20.5 inches by 12.8 inches by 14.1 inches. It weighs at 66.2 pounds. You can discharge the unit under the temperature from -4 Fahrenheit to 104 Fahrenheit. You can charge it under a temperature from the same -4 to 104, and you can store it under a temperature from -13 to 104. Okay, now the maximum power is 5,000 watts, as we claim right here, and the surge power is 10,000 watts, double of that. The current is 41.7 amps. The frequency is 60 hertz, but can also be changed to 50 hertz, easily through the menu right there. Overload will occur if you run it 5,000 to 6,000 watts for 2 minutes, not under powerlifting mode, meaning that not a pure resistive load. Indeed, for pure resistive loads, we have the limits of 6,000 watts, but only for pure resistive loads. And under powerlifting mode, it also can be easily enabled through the monitor or from the app. Now, if you run something from 6,000 watts up to 7,500 watts, it will overload in 5 seconds. And finally, if you run something as huge as from 7,500 watts to 9,000 watts, it will overload in half a second, 0.5 seconds, 500 milliseconds. Okay, so right now it's a giveaway time, guys, as the timer right now reached 0, and we give away this BLUETTI mini fridge. And of course, let me show it to you before we actually give it away. So it's a BLUETTI mini fridge. Let me place it here. It's a mini fridge indeed. It's for camping. It's to put maybe in the office, right? To keep the soda there. Do you guys like soda? You know, you want to keep it cold. So this is a 12-volt fridge, as it shows right here. It says 12 volts. So I'm gonna plug it in a 12-volt car power socket, not a 24-volt car power socket. I want to make sure it's turned on. It's not. So right now it's turned on, and the fridge started running. Okay, perfect. So it actually has two modes. It has so-called quote-unquote cool mode and so-called quote-unquote warm mode. So warm mode actually will be heating things, right? And again, to 12 volts and 240 volts if you're turning from AC. From DC it's 12 volts. So 12 volt, awesome. So it's pulling out under 40 watts, actually, a very low load for the fridge. 40 watts only from DC. Okay guys, so this giveaway is exclusively on YouTube, so everybody please make sure that you are watching us on YouTube right now and type BLUETTI in the comments. BLUETTI, BLUETTI, BLUETTI. We're giving away this fridge to one of our followers, so don't forget to follow us and don't forget to give us a like. Let's go. Okay, BLUETTI, BLUETTI, BLUETTI. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The winner is Rodney Neely. Rodney Neely. Congratulations. Yeah. Congrats. You got our fridge. This one. Okay, please email us at livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address in the US and your phone number. Again, you won this fridge. Congratulations one more time. Okay, always happy for the winners. Guys, let's talk about the AC500 DC outputs. So we have a cigarette lighter port right here, which is 24 volts and 10 amps as opposed to 12 volts and 10 amps. So it's better, faster, more stable. The current is 10 amps. The voltage is 24 volts. We have a 12 volt and 30 amp RV plug there. So it's 12 volts, 30 amps. And yeah, this is it. And it will overload if it's higher than 418 watts. Okay, it will overload in 2 seconds. USB-A ports right here. We have two of them that are quick charge. Those are 18 watts, right? As you guys can see right here, those are 18 watts. And we have two of them that are standard, 5 volts and 3 amps, 15 watts. Okay? All right. So, and of course we have wireless charging pads on the top because you just like them. So, yes, the reason why it's not showing anything right now is because we plug this fridge to B300S battery, not to AC300. Okay? So, it could be running without AC300, right? So we don't need AC300 to run this fridge. We're running it exclusively from B300S battery. Why is that? Because this fridge is 12 volt and this car power socket is also 12 volt. This one is 24 volt, okay? So, AC inputs, we have the power 5,000 watts max, right? 10,000 watts on the surge. Voltage is 120 volts, of course, and current is 50 amps max. So the voltage can also change. But again, guys, you have to make sure that you plug in correct appliances. So we have 50 amp, we have 50 amp output right here, okay? I'm not sure if you have any appliances to use with it, but if you do, it might be it might come in very, very handy. So what is included in the box of AC500? We have 50 amp AC charging cable, of course, and again, no adapter needed, just the charging cable like this. We have DC input cable, again with DC1 and DC2, same as on AC300. We have a car charging cable, MC4 connectors to car power socket. We have a user manual. Always go through the user manual before you start using it. Or you can simply go to our website and search user manuals, and we have all user manuals in PDF. And we have a warranty card. Also, you can get a bunch of additional accessories if you want, such as 30 amp AC charging cable if your grid allows you to charge at 30 amps, right? You can even get 50 amp AC charging cable. You can get lead acid battery charging cable, D300S, this is the name, PV voltage step down module, 30 amp RV cable, and cigarette lighter female to DC 5521 cable, 24 volts. Those are all optional. If you want to get them, you can get them. I hope they are still available on our website, not sold out. Many of them are sold out, what I saw last time. Split phase AC charging cable, also there. USB-C to USB-C cable, those are some small ones. Communication cable to connect two AC500s together. And P150D to P150D cable, this one is called P150D, okay. All right. But actually this one is P150, 150 is 150 volts. This one is 150 to 150. We have one more. That one is indeed P150D to P090D. So it's 150 volts to 90 volts. This is 150 volts to 150 volts. That's what we need. I suppose that we need that cable. Yeah, we need that cable to connect it to B300 battery if we want to. Actually, let's try right now. Let's try right now to connect to. Let me turn this off. Oh yeah, I can turn off, but I have to long press it. I didn't press it long enough. So I can't turn off from the AC300 button, but I just have to press it long enough. Now let me disconnect this cable, not to confuse anybody, so we completely stopped using AC300. We have tested it already. It works perfectly, AC DC load. We didn't test pass-through charging, so meaning, yeah, all of our power stations, guys, have pass-through charging, meaning we can charge them and discharge them at the same time, and it does not harm the battery, not significantly, right? So don't worry about it. So right now I want to connect the B300 battery to AC500. Let me pick up that cable, which is P090D to P050D to P090D, which means basically 150 volts to 90 volts. Okay, and this is the one. So 150 volts will go into AC500. That's for sure. Locking in here, and I probably better turn it off now so it doesn't give me an alarm that AC500 is not connected safely with B300. So, and right now let me connect it to B300. Oops, it's there. So actually we don't need AC300 anymore. We might as well put it here on the floor as we speak. Okay, now let me connect it to B300. So all right, okay, and lock it, and now I can turn this battery, I can turn AC500 on, and I'm curious, this battery kicked on too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's take a look at the screen of AC500. Yes, we have connected two batteries, which also proves that we can connect AC500 to B300S and B300 at the same time. You see, 74%, this is for B300S battery, and 32%, this is for B300 battery. We have connected it to two batteries at the same time, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so, all right, guys. Yes, this is it. Now, this is the first time we connected, actually. Really beautiful. Okay, now we can zoom out. We don't need to zoom in. All right, guys. Now charging. So charging basically is the same really as for AC300. So we can charge from solar panels for sure. We can charge from from our grid power, right? No problem whatsoever. We can charge from car power socket, right? And other options. So really a lot of options to choose from. You will also have charging methods. Don't worry. Okay, now speaking about charging speed, so let's find this one out. So first of all, guys, before we even dive into charging speed, we have limitations here. So it's 12 to 150 volts DC, okay? So it's those are very clear. You don't have to, you can't go lower than 12 volts. You can't plug in a solar panel that is lower than 12 volts. And you can plug in solar panels that are higher than 150 volts, and maybe no solar panels higher than that. But if you connect a couple of panels together in series, the voltages add up, and you don't want that number to exceed 150 volts here, because this is the limitations for AC500. Okay, now guys, what is the difference between B300 and B300S battery? I feel like it's a very important question that many of you probably don't know the answer to, and this is totally fine, because those batteries actually look identical, right? From the exterior, they look identical. They are both 3072 watt hours or 60 amp hours. In other words, they are both lithium iron phosphate battery, 3500 plus life cycles to 80%, 6000 life cycles to 50%. The same outputs even, right? Car power socket, 12 volts, 10 amps, USB-A, quick charge 18 watts, and USB-C, quick charge 100 watts. What is the difference? What is the difference? Number one difference is that with B300S batteries, you can connect 6 units to AC500. Now, if you decide to connect B300 batteries to AC500, only 4 maximum, not more than that, 6 as opposed to 4. And if you mix those, like I'm doing right now, you can also connect maximum 4 units. It can be one AC300, it can be one B300, 3 B300S, or vice versa, or 2, right? Like that. So 4. But if you go with only B300S, it's 6 batteries maximum. So this is the cool thing. Number 2, it actually should be number 1. B300S can work under cold temperatures. Yes, we can go below freezing temperatures. We can go as low as minus 20 degrees Celsius, minus 4 Fahrenheit. So I do recognize and acknowledge that in Canada, in some parts of Canada, it's, I would say major and biggest, most parts of Canada, it's colder than that, right? But minus 20 Celsius, minus 4 Fahrenheit, guys, that's pretty good, okay? And the heating power of the battery is 350 watts. So it will, of course, draw the battery, it will discharge the battery faster, but it's right now possible. So if you've been waiting for an update for BLUETTI, because indeed some people want to use our products, but the weather just does not allow them to do that, minus 20 Celsius, minus 4 Fahrenheit. This is the cool thing. And it supports deep discharge. So again, I don't like this word, but as we say right there, in an emergency situation, you can squeeze extra minutes, extra dozens of minutes, hopefully, from that battery because when the battery shows 0, it actually is not 0, right? So we do that to protect the battery, right? Because if we discharge to 0% all the time, that would be crazy, right? The battery would just die very soon. So you know that lead acid batteries discharge to 50% all the time, but we are not lead acid batteries. We are better than that, but of course we have battery management system, right? And we protect our batteries and we don't want them to discharge. But if, again, you absolutely need it, you can go to deep discharge mode. Once the battery hits 0, normally we shut off, but shut down, but here it gives you an option to go to deep discharge mode if you need to, and you can squeeze extra 10, 15, 20 minutes. It will last. But of course it damages the battery, so don't do that unless it's absolutely necessary. Okay. Now guys, so again, we can charge from a wall outlet. We can even get an extra AC adapter to speed up charging if you want to. We can charge from lead acid battery, from a solar panel, from a car power socket, from both 12 and 24 volt car power socket. We can recharge from multiple methods at the same time. And of course, we can integrate it in our home grid, and it will save us a lot of money. It will save us up to 75% of our electricity bills, and possibly even more. It all depends on mostly solar activity in your area, okay? So that you can, the more solar energy you'll get, the better, right? So the price for AC500 alone, maybe you want to first connect it to B300 batteries. If you have B300 batteries already, you can just get AC500 alone. It's $2,599. If you don't have B300 batteries or B300S batteries, you have to get it with a battery. The battery itself costs $2,299, and together it costs $4,799. If you want to go for AC500 and 2 batteries to B300S batteries, it's $7,098. Now let me show you solar panels. So we have 2 solar panels today we want to talk about. We only have 10 minutes before the end of the live stream, so we're going to be quick. Now this is PV350 with the maximum input of 350 watts, okay? All right, so we have the kickstands right here, as you guys can see, upside down. Okay, so we have the kickstands right here. You can always go ahead and choose the angle, because the angle is one of the factors that actually influences the maximum input. So to maximize the input, you can simply adjust the angle. Right, I think I put it too hard. You're not supposed to go that hard. Go easy on them. Oh yeah, so now it bounces back. It normally should bounce back. Okay, cool. So kickstands, that's a plus. All of our cables that are actually MC4 connectors are organized right here. So MC4 connectors, one negative, one positive. The length of the cables is sufficient. You will also see all the technical specifications right here: voltage, maximum wattage, material, short circuit current, everything. And they are very well, they're quite small right now because we didn't unfold it, right? It's folded, so it's gonna be 4 times bigger than that. Let me name some specifications for you. So this is PV350, right? This is like our second biggest solar panel. So let me find it. I have prepared some most vital information. Yeah, there we go. So first of all, guys, number one is the voltage, okay? Because the voltage has to be within this range that a certain power station allows. So for PV350, it's 46.5 volts. Open circuit voltage, VOC, 46.5 volts. Basta, okay? This is important. Now, cell efficiency is up to 23.4%. Okay, it's a very high efficiency. This is like the highest market standard. Voltage at max power VMP is 37.5 volts. Current at max power is 9.2 amps. Open circuit voltage is 46.5 volts. Short circuit current is 10.8 amps. Now we say that you can use them under temperatures from 14 degrees Fahrenheit to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what we're sure about, okay? The best working temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. We have 4 panels. They're kind of, basically one panel, 4 folding units. Dimensions, it's 94.4 inches by 35.6 inches unfolded, and folded is 35.6 inches by 24.1 inches and by like 2.5 inches. So it weighs in at 30.6 pounds. It's quite lightweight, still very lightweight, and it costs $799. Let me try to right now showcase to you how to actually use it in real life. So, all right, the kickstands are here. Might take some virtuosity, well, some skills to, if you have someone to help you do that, it would be just less awkward. This is what I call it, because you can totally do it by yourself, okay? So if you like fishing or camping. All right, so yeah, it stands here by itself. We'll be giving you an input 350 watts under ideal conditions, so expect to see less than that because, you know, solar intensity, the angle you position it at, ambient temperature, too many factors. Now, next solar panel is PV420. It is currently our biggest portable solar panel, BLUETTI's biggest portable solar panel, PV420. As the name implies, the maximum input is 420 watts. Again, achieved under ideal conditions. All right, so this is how big it is, guys. Now you can judge by the size. Nothing bad about judging in this case. I just highlighted this word for no reason. You don't place it like this in amp stand, but you can simply also use those kickstands on the back side. We don't have enough time, we have like 5 minutes. So I'll just tell you that it's 44.3 volts open circuit voltage. The short circuit current is 12.2 amps. Cell efficiency is again up to 23.4%. Cell elimination is ETFE. Cell type is monocrystalline silicon. Temperature you can use it under is from 14 to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. It weighs in at 30.8 pounds. Dimensions unfolded is 105.3 inches by 38.3 inches, and dimensions folded is 38.3 inches by 25.9 inches by 1.7 inches. It weighs and the cost is $899. $899, $100 more expensive than PV350, but you are here to choose. Okay, guys, so one more time, congratulations to all of you guys who have purchased today using special codes or no codes if we're talking about AC500, right? Congrats, guys. Very good to have you here. And you saved some money using those discount codes as well. Congratulations to all the winners. Don't forget to email us at livestream@bluetti.com. Okay. Now, our next live stream, this is Sunday, our next live stream is going to be on Tuesday, again at 6 p.m. We start Pacific Standard Time and we finish at 8 p.m. in 2 hours. Okay. We also will be having giveaways every 20 minutes. Okay. Possibly different giveaways. We'll be talking about different power stations. You see, we have many power stations right here. We have EB70S, EB55, EB3A, AC300P, EP500, and EP500 Pro. So we have a lot to talk about. So maybe, just maybe, you came today and you were like, you know, I don't really want anything from today's menu. Well, guess what, guys? We have a different menu every time. So hopefully you like everything, or at least something next time. So please come next time and invite your friends and family as well. Okay, you can also visit our website, BLUETTIPower.com. And if you're watching us not from the United States, you can go to the website, BLUETTIPower.com, and choose your country. We have Canada, we have European Union, we have Japan, we have different countries, okay? So please choose your country from there. And you can just take a look at our power stations and solar panels, right? Take a look, play with the website. You can also look us up on YouTube. Well, we're here, BLUETTI Official. We also have a second channel, BLUETTI Support. If you already own any of our products and you want to see how to connect batteries, how to do this and that, you can simply go to BLUETTI Support channel and try to look look for the answer there. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Reddit. We are on TikTok, right? So we are everywhere. Simply, we are on Facebook for sure. So you can find us anywhere. It's either BLUETTI Official, BLUETTI Global, or just BLUETTI. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure, really, to have you here to share the information I've prepared with you. Hopefully you liked everything. If you have any suggestions or anything, please leave it in the comments. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give us a like if you liked this live stream, right? And don't forget to subscribe or follow if you haven't followed us yet. I'll see you this Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, have a good night. Take care. Okay, hopefully the power outages don't occur anymore, but if and when they will, you probably want to have something like our products. Hopefully we're helping someone. go through hard times when you guys have power outages, or just have fun outdoors when camping, right? Or just being off the grid. I'm your host, Ilya, and I'll see you next time very soon. Take care.